What is going on, Taurus? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct, and this is going to be your reading for the second half of July, the 16th through the 31st. All right. Now, I put you guys in the front of the line because you guys came out strong for the first half of July, so definitely want to appreciate all of you Tauruses that liked and commented and viewed the video, all that good stuff. All right, so we're going to be hopping into your energies. What else? If you guys don't already follow me on IG, follow me on IG. You should be doing that. That's at chrisanthony14lbs. I like to see my tarot family over there. Also, I do have personal readings open to the public, so if you guys want to get a more personal experience with me, email me about that. That'll be in the description of the video. We're going to be hopping into your present energy right here, which is also your main storyline for the 16th through the 31st. And then after that, we're going to be hopping in your futuristic energy. These are your supporting details on the side here. Now, we do have a full moon coming up on the 16th and also a lunar eclipse. So it's already been a highly energetic month with the solar eclipse we had at the beginning of the month and the new moon. Yeah, and it will only continue, right? A lot of transformations, shifts, old cycles closing out, old timelines collapsing, paradigm shifts, a lot of stuff happening. All right, so with you Taurus, there's a lot going on energetically with you guys. Like you're beginning to be one of my favorite signs. Like I already have a couple of people on that list, Capricorn, Gemini, Pisces being one of them, but I think Taurus, you may be added only because your readings lately have been very spiritual and deep, and those are the type of readings that I like to do, in case you haven't noticed. So yeah, you have good energies coming in. We're going to hop right in and see what's going on. Clarifying your reading, or at the top of your reading, crowning it, you have the High Priestess clarified by the 8 of Pentacles. High Priestess energy, right? We're talking about your intuition, your subconscious activity, your intuitive hunches that you're having. And I believe at the moment, closing out July, you're starting to have some intuitive hunches when it comes down to the type of work you're doing, or the type of work you desire to do with the 8 of Pentacles, what you want to build. This talks about your life path, the 8 of Pentacles, right? Your life's work, what you want to do or give back to the world on a soul level, not just the 9-to-5 that you do or the job that you do just to pay bills. This is talking about what your purpose to do, what you are destined to do, right? If you do believe in destiny, which I do. So with the High Priestess energy, you're tapping into those secrets, right? It's kind of like you're uncovering something that's been buried beneath the surface, and this could have a lot to do with the solar and lunar eclipse that's happening this month. That's kind of shedding all of our old skin, right? It's closing out major life cycles. It's collapsing a lot of old timelines. A lot of things are crumbling. A lot of tower moments are happening for people. And underneath the rubble, underneath that surface, underneath all those old things that are closed out, underneath the old skin that is being shed off, these new things are coming up to the surface. And for you, it's kind of like you've uncovered something about yourself. You've uncovered something intuitively about your nature, about what you want to do with building something that you want to build, something that you kind of want to start to work on and give all of your energy and focus into. And like I said, this is kind of very closely tied in with your life path number, you know, and your life's work. Right, so you're seeing something that maybe you didn't see before, or if you already saw this, you're seeing it on a deeper level, a more subconscious level. And I feel like you're tapping into it subconsciously. It's almost like your subconscious mind or your higher self is leading you into a certain area of focus, a certain area where you're going to be pouring your time into, and you're going to be non-stop working on, coming into the end of July, going into August, maybe for the rest of the year. Something that you want to build for yourself. And it does have a lot to do with your spirituality, your spiritual gifts. You know, some of you guys have psychic giftings, clairvoyance, clairaudience, right? All the clairs could be coming online for you. Some of you guys could be wanting to start a spiritual practice in some type of way, some type of Reiki healing, or distant healing, or a lot of different things is what I'm seeing. Some of you guys could even be tarot card readers, right? Or wanting to start reading tarot, which is probably why you're here watching these videos maybe over and over again. That's how I got into tarot. I got obsessed with it first, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I want to start doing this myself. I was just drawn to it. So some of you people could be drawn to these spiritual practices maybe for a while now, and then now it's kind of like all of a sudden you're getting this kick from the inside. You're getting this hunch, this pull that's wanting you to start doing it yourself. So yeah, some type of spiritual practice could be beginning or be in the inception period at the end of July, right? Going into August, going into the fall time. You could be wanting to launch or start this spiritual practice or business. For other people, it could be something that you're just getting an intuitive hunch on to begin and to start, and you could be very lucrative on what this thing is that you're trying to start. Maybe a side business or side hustle, or going to another job, or another place of employment, or choosing a new career path. This is kind of like you're getting this intuitive nudge to go into this direction. And it is going to be something that you want to work on, that you're passionate about, that you don't feel lethargic about, you don't feel apathetic, you don't feel bored. You're passionate about this thing that you're going to be building because your intuition has guided you to this, or your spirit guides or your higher self has guided you to this place. All right, let's keep it moving. Then we have the Seven of Cups clarified by the Moon card. The Seven of Cups here is talking about a lot of options that you could be having, right? It also talks about kind of like the confusion that comes in when so many things are being offered to you, or so many opportunities are coming in. So this is a month that's going to be kind of like certain opportunities are happening. Even though it's Mercury retrograde right now, there are things that usually come in, and this is why you have the Seven of Cups, because things come in but they're not as clear, right, during the Mercury retrograde as they are after the Mercury retrograde. And this is why I was saying, even when you're talking about starting something or beginning something, you may want to do it going into August, because the retrograde will be going until July 31st, right? But you are getting ideas and things are coming up to the surface, right? But they may not be as clear, right? Your intuition is leading you and guiding you into a certain place, but maybe not giving you all the details on it, maybe not giving you the specifics on everything. And so you're needing to kind of feel your way through. You have the Moon card here too, so the Seven of Cups and the Moon card talks about a level of cloudiness, a level of not knowing what's going on beneath the surface. And I think you guys had the Moon card in your July reading, the first half of July, right? So we were talking about how you were kind of like walking in the dark or moving forward, just feeling your way through. Everything is not clear right now. You're kind of still in that place, right, where it's kind of like the inception period. So the time of development, this happens beneath the surface. It happens in darkness, right, where the whole picture is being developed, but it's still in the dark room. So it may not be a time for you to move forward on this new thing that you're wanting to build, that you're wanting to bring into reality, into fruition. It may be time for you to just continue to think about it and let it brew beneath the surface and get all the details and kind of, let it accumulate, because if you make a movement, I'm thinking right now in July, while it's retrograde season, you may kind of, it may be a missed movement, right? It may be something that you thought was one way, but when you do it, it comes out to be another way. This is what happens in the retrograde, Mercury retrograde, right? A lot of things get confused, a lot of things get mixed up, a lot of communication is thrown off, a lot of things don't, appear to be as they are beneath the surface. And so this is the caution from the cards. It's kind of like, just wait it out a little bit, continue to develop it beneath the surface. Don't reveal it, to the world yet if you already have the idea. And if you don't know exactly what it is yet, you're trying to choose what direction you're supposed to be working in and investing your time and energy into. Just kind of relax into it, right? Just allow it to continue to develop beneath the surface. Your intuition is guiding you through this darkness, right? So you do want to just kind of relax and let your intuition give you the ideas, right, without you moving and jumping forward without having information, right? Let it continue to develop. All right, then we have the Six of Wands here, clarified by the World card. So Six of Wands is talking about a certain graduation, right? You're moving on from one life cycle to the next, and we definitely talked about this in your last reading. This is kind of like almost a repeat of reiteration of it. Six of Wands energy talks about you receiving some recognition, you graduating, you moving on and completing a karmic lesson or a karmic cycle that you maybe have been in for a while, and you kind of are passing with flying colors. You now can kind of move off of the karmic wheel, you know, move outside of that certain frequency you've been in into a newer one. And this is why it's followed up by the World card, right? You're moving into a new world cycle, a new era of your life, a brand new beginning, right? And closing out the older chapters. You're also being rewarded karmically for the things that you've overcome, right? The things that you've learned, the lessons that you've grasped and you've held on to, you know, those hard lessons. This is feels like a closeout for you, where it was like a lot of hard lessons, a lot of dark lessons that you had to learn. You could have even been in the dark night of the soul, right? Very traumatic, very, you know, stressful to deal with. But this type of karmic cycle does transform you, and this is why you're coming out as the High Priestess, and you're ready to focus on your life's work, because you've been in this place of incubation. You've been in this place of, you know, the dark night of the soul, the development, the tearing down of your ego. You've had certain ego deaths, right? You've learned a lot of universal lessons and universal laws the hard way, right? You went to the school of hard knocks. But now you've earned your stripes, right? You're decorated now inside of the spiritual realm. You know, on a universal level, it's like the universe looks at you with certain decorations. You have certain stripes that you've earned. You've been upgraded and promoted, you know, to another level. Like if you were a private, now you're a lieutenant, right? Or if you were, I don't know the ranks in the armed forces, but you've been promoted, right? And now you're going through this portal. I think I talked about it in your last reading, right? You're going through this portal, and you're giving birth to something very new, something very spiritual. On the other side of this dark night of the soul, the end of the tunnel, you see the light already coming through. And it's this new thing, this new life, this whole new world that you're giving birth to, that's very connected to your spirituality, very connected to where you are vibrational, right? Your whole environment seems like it's about to change for you with the World card, because it has to be conducive to what it is that you're bringing life to, what it is you're birthing. So you won't be able to be in the same situations, around the same people, you know. A lot of people, for you guys, I see your whole environment switching up and changing. Yeah. For some of you people, you won't be wanting to be around the same people that you've been around, for sure. And because the Eight of Pentacles is up there, you guys may want to change up your job or career because of the people that you work around, you know. But yeah, certain things will be shifting for you coming into July, especially August. I see like a brand new environment that you are in that's is more conducive to what it is you're carrying, because you are carrying something and it's beneath the surface right now, and you're giving birth to it, and you feel it intuitively. And it does have to do with, like I say, your life's path. But you're probably not in an environment right now where you can kind of give birth to this baby, right? And I'm talking spiritual. For some of you guys, it could be physical also, but it's almost like the universe wants you to wait until you get into this brand new environment to actually give birth to these gifts, these talents, these abilities, this new path. Because you can't be in an environment that's conflictive to this new thing that you're birthing. So a lot of things are changing around you externally because of what you're carrying internally and what you've worked on and what is about to be revealed to you. And you will receive a lot of recognition for this thing that you're giving birth to. Whatever it is that you're wanting to do for your life's path, that you want to give back to the world, it may be creative, it may be spiritual, it may be informational. Some of you guys may be teachers, right? Spiritual teachers. You may be healers, because the world card here is talking about healing. Whatever it could be, you are going to receive a lot of recognition, and you're going to have a certain audience and a certain crowd that you speak to specifically. I see for some of you guys, you're going to be dealing with, women, dealing with, traumatic experiences that women have dealt with, and that's going to be like your area of focus. I'm feeling like whoever I'm talking to, you have a certain level, a certain area of focus that you're wanting to focus your gift on. And it's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for a certain audience, a certain crowd. And they are going to be the ones that are drawn to you. Yeah. You're going to be unlocking some things in people's lives also, which is why they're going to be drawn to your energy. But yeah, a lot of activation is happening with you right now, Taurus. A lot of activation is happening around these eclipses, which it may feel crazy for you right now because so much is being activated. I see a lot of light codes that are coming in, and it's kind of like your DNA is almost being transformed right now. What is going on, Taurus? Like, you have a lot of DNA activations that are happening. Some of you guys could feel that Kundalini energy rising, right? From your from the lower end of your spine up your back. A lot of third eye awakenings are happening. A lot of chakra activations I see happening right now. Definitely third eye and chakra activity. So a lot is happening at the top of your head right now, Taurus, especially around this full moon that'll be coming in. You'll feel kind of like those activations happening. All right. Let's keep it moving. Then we have the World card clarified by the King of Cups. The World card here is once again reiterating this brand new cycle you're coming into. Cycle of transparency, authenticity, growth, spirituality, creativity, artistic abilities, gifts. Yes, this is happening. And once again, I keep seeing an audience for some of you guys. There's people that are looking at you, maybe going through this transformation. There's people that are watching you turn into this new person and be activated and kind of like you're starting to do things differently. You could be changing up your diet. You could be changing out your workout routine. You're wanting to go to different places. Maybe you're wanting to go out in nature. You're just making these certain changes, and you have, even on a smaller scale, people that are around you that are kind of like watching you change, and they're like, what's going on with Taurus? Like, what's happening? But it's like a good thing. Like, they're looking at you and not looking at you crazy. They're just like, it's like admiration that's happening. Maybe they remember you being in a deep, dark place, and now you're beginning to come out to the light, and you're coming out as a brand new person, a brand new creation, right? And you're definitely different. Like I said, all those activations that are happening, DNA activations, is making you almost into a new person. You may even recognize some physical features changing on yourself. For some of you guys, you're going to be dropping a lot of weight. A lot of baggage was carried around with you energetically, and it made you take on a lot of weight during this last karmic cycle that you've been in. You're going to begin to see some weight drop off in your face. I think a lot of you guys have been carrying a lot of energetic baggage. This is only because you were in a place of development. Plus, you were in certain environments that could have been very stressful to you, and it made you put on weight, a lot of water weight because of stress or stressful eating. A lot of you guys are empaths, so if you were in a heavy low vibe environment, you were kind of eating or putting on weight just to deal with those energies, because you pick them up so easily. You're very sensitive to those environments. So coming into this brand new cycle, I do feel like you're shedding a lot of that baggage, and you're shedding a lot of that water weight too. So some of you guys could expect towards the end of July to kind of like at least drop 5 to 10 pounds, and I'm not even exaggerating. It may not be that big of a difference, you know, it may be maybe 2 or 3 pounds or something, but there's a lot of water weight that I'm feeling a lot of you guys have, and this is the physical change that I'm talking about, that you're going to see. You're going to look in the mirror, you know, and just be like, okay, my face looks different. My face is changing. Some of you guys may be wanting to make a change to yourself cosmetically also, right? Change your hair, color it differently, cut it differently, change the way you're dressing, change your style. Yeah, there's a shift that's happening, and it can be seen physically with you guys, Taurus. Yeah. Clarified by the King of Cups energy. King of Cups is highly emotional, but very intuitive and in sync with his emotions, so much so that he is in full control of them. So this is another thing I feel like is coming in with his world cycle, with his new cycle that's coming in. It's going to be a higher level of emotional control, emotional intelligence. Also, I feel an upgrade is coming in with your emotional intelligence. The way you're dealing with people, the way your interpersonal skills, the way you're reacting and interacting with other people, they're kind of rising up. Especially for you guys that are empaths out there. You're going to be able to start interact with people differently than you have in the past. Right? You could have been in a place where people used to dump their energy on you, or you used to take it on, and it made you feel crazy, and you thought it was your own energy. Now you're coming to a higher place of development, where you're able to pick up the people's energies or their emotions or the way they're feeling, and not allow it to affect you so much, but you're allowing it to kind of like give you information on them, so you know how to deal with them and how to interact with them. And this is making your emotional intelligence rise up. I'm definitely feeling emotional intelligence for a lot of you Tauruses, and this is going to help you in your interactions, your networking, bringing more abundance into your life, collaborating with newer people, meeting your soul tribe. You're going to be interacting differently, socializing differently. And this summer, the rest of the summer, July and August, it's kind of like a intelligence that you have. It's like almost like otherworldly that's coming in for you. And you're yeah, like I said, people are going to see you differently. They're seeing that you're interacting and dealing with them differently now. You're communicating differently. Your style of communication is changing. Yes. Like, I'm feeling that. I like this reading, Taurus. I like you guys. Let's keep it moving. So then we have the Seven of Swords, clarified by the Chariot energy. So I do feel like for some of you guys, you are wanting to fly underneath the radar when it comes down to your movement, because you are moving into a different position, moving on with your life, moving into another energy very quickly with this Chariot energy. You're moving forward very efficiently, but you're not wanting to let some people know. Some people that are in your past, or maybe that were a part of this older timeline, that environment that I was talking about, that you're kind of wanting to move away from, whether that's work environment or just you're socializing with people that you don't want to socialize with anymore. You're moving on with your life, and you're kind of like doing it under the radar. This is kind of like not letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing. You're not wanting to put yourself out on blast a little bit, right? You're kind of like keeping everything beneath the radar, but you're moving. And it's like you're doing it behind the scenes. You're making quick, swift movements, strong movements toward the next phase, the next cycle of your life, but it's almost like you're doing it beneath the surface. This is why you have the moon card here. This is why the high priestess is here too, because the high priestess is the keeper of secrets. She moves underneath the surface. You don't even know the movements of the high priestess. Like she could build something and you don't even know it has been built in your own backyard. And this is kind of like that energy that you're coming with. It's like you're making big strides and big movements, but you're doing it underneath the radar where nobody else really can see it happening. And they think that you're really just still here in development. They think that you're still, and even this may be even to you, you don't even know what's happening beneath the surface, but you're kind of like I said, I think in your last reading, you're in a place where you went into this place of development as a caterpillar, right? And people are still looking at you as a caterpillar, and then all of a sudden you're about to change into this butterfly, and people are like, wait a minute, how you were just crawling around, not able to fly, moving 1 second per minute, like very slowly through life, and we saw no growth or anything like that, and it looked like there was nothing happening in your life. As a matter of fact, it looked like your life was just terrible, rather shitty, right? But now all of a sudden you're moving towards these big goals, you're getting recognition, you're doing something brand new, like this is kind of like what's happening. And I think you like the idea that you're moving beneath the surface, that nobody can really see your movements. You like the idea that you're flying underneath the radar. And this is not really, I'm not picking this up as like a sneaky or deceptive type of energy, which some people can with the Seven of Swords, but when it's paired up with the Chariot card, it's just talking about you moving beneath the radar. Right? Nobody can detect your movements because you're making big movements, and you don't have time to explain it to everybody and let everybody know what you're doing and what you're doing next and how you're going to do this. You don't even know the details yourself. You're moving on a universal frequency, so you don't have time to explain it to other people, so you rather not bring it up in conversation at all. Right? You rather just do it behind the scenes and underneath the surface. Which makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Alright, let's go into your future energy, the supporting details. We have the Death card, we have the Star card, we have the Hierophant, and then we have the Three of Swords. Now, you guys have a lot of arcana, major arcana energy, which is crazy. I can't even count them all. But once again, we have the Death card, which you guys had in the beginning of July. Right? Transformation is here. We all know the eclipse season is talking about major transformations, right? But what is it specifically for you? It's definitely talking about a transformation in what you're attracting into your life, or your ability to attract. The Magician card here is the master manifester, right? And so maybe if you've been manifesting certain things into your life, and you've been wondering why they always come into your life, maybe the type of relationships, the type of people, the type of job opportunities, right? The type of money that's funny, right? It's kind of like an end of that's happening, because with the magician has the control to attract exactly what they want to attract into their world. They don't attract things that have nothing to do with what they want. And I feel like in your past cycle, you were attracting things subconsciously that you did not know, you were attracting. So you kept getting things that were contrary to what you wanted consciously. But now that you're tapping into your subconscious mind and your subconscious energy, you're coming in as the High Priestess this month, or towards the end of the month. What's changing and transforming for you is what you're able to attract. Your ability to manifest specifically what you need and what you want, right? Because the Magician is kind of like, I see him or her always as the scientist, the alchemist, and they do certain experiments. This is what you're coming into a time of, where you are pouring up certain concoctions, right? And doing, for some of you guys, you could be even doing spell work, but On a another level, a universal level, this is just talking about how you've kind of like found out the secret of attraction almost, right? The law of attraction, we heard a lot of times, but a lot of people don't really know what the law of attraction is, even if they watch The Secret 1,000 times, because The Secret doesn't talk about all of the principles of attraction, only one of them, which is mostly the visualization part about it. But you have kind of like tapped more into all sides of it, because the magician has all of the elements, at play within their energetic field, right? The swords, the pinnacles, the cups, and the what's the other one? My mind is like going right now. The swords, the pinnacles, the wands, and the cups, all at play, right? So your mind, your emotions, your passion is there, and your level of stability or groundedness is all here. So it's almost like in this next phase of life, you're coming into that phase where the world is your oyster, right? The world is your playground, and you're going to be kind of experimenting and playing around with these newfound abilities that you have to see what it is that you actually want to manifest into your world, because now you can see that you're manifesting. And maybe you will start off on a lower or smaller level, and then you'll be like, oh man, I just manifest that. Wow, I just brought that into my life. I focused on this and this happened. And then you'll move into bigger things and manifesting bigger things and seeing how much energy it takes to do that, and blah, 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 right? The details will come to you. I'm just kind of like giving you the overall energy of it. But this is the transformation that's coming in. Like I said, you have emotional intelligence that's coming in for you, and also manifesting qualities. Yes, if that makes sense. And then you have the star card. Like, how much better does it get for you guys, Taurus? Like, yes, you are the star. The star energy is here. I'm kind of like almost done with your reading, because the star card, right? Talking about this high power of star quality that's coming to the forefront. This was also in your reading at the beginning of July, right? But you're wanting to give back. This is what the theme that keeps happening or coming up in this reading is. You're wanting to give to the world. You're at that point in your life where you're tired of only focusing on yourself. You've completed a cycle where you were so self-absorbed with what you want and what you want to do for yourself and what type of life you want to have and what you want to get and drive. You're starting to understand that, the level of value that you have in life is the amount of value that you give to other people. So I feel like you're wanting to send all that energy that you were focusing on yourself for the longest out into the world, and you want to water the world with your gifts and your talents and your spirituality and your artistic abilities and your creative way of viewing the world, right? Now, for some of you guys, you could be definitely receiving communication. Some type of quick back and forth communication could be happening between you and an Aquarius, and this is the first time somebody else has popped into your reading, because up until this point it's been only you, Taurus. But yeah, you could be coming into contact with an Aquarius, and they could be wanting to just shower you with a whole bunch of just text messages or phone calls and just get back in contact with you if you guys have been out of a contact with an Aquarius. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of contact that could be happening around this full moon or this lunar eclipse. But other than that, I feel like you're wanting to start sending your energy out into the world and heal the world in some type of way. The star card talks about healing. I feel like you've been working on your self-healing for a while now, and now you're wanting to heal the people around you in your community. And like I said, I see women here again. I feel like you guys have a certain ministry that is for women, for some of you Tauruses, for healing the feminine principle, the divine feminine. Yes. Then we come along with the Hierophant, and it's clarified by the Three of Cups. Hierophant energy, major arcana once again. Right, you're going to be in a position of sharing spiritual qualities with other people, or sharing whatever it is that you've learned. You've been elevated, and people are going to be coming to you almost like you're a guru or you're a certain type of teacher, and they want you to share your knowledge with them. The Hierophant card, right? But you are doing it in a more up-to-date type of stylish way, creative way that you're doing. If you are the person that is wanting to become like a spiritual teacher or spiritual healer or something, you're doing it kind of like in a way that's very much so worldly, for lack of better words. Like you're wanting to connect with people on their level, on the 3D level with this Three of Cups, instead of being in the 5D and so floaty and spiritual and mystical that people can't touch you, is what I usually see with the Hierophant card. But with you, you're wanting to bring it down on a level that people can understand. I almost feel with a lot of you guys, you're taking on that Jesus type of energy, where he talked to people in parables. He told stories that were very interesting, and he brought it down to a 3D level. And his disciples asked him, like, why do you talk to people like this? Why do you tell them little stories? And he was letting them know that they couldn't understand 5D principles because they were still in the third dimension. This is why you're wanting to connect with people socially, right? You could be doing this out at social events and networking and just drinking some wine and chilling out, right? And just connecting with people on a, down to earth type of way. This is what I feel, Taurus. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now, closing it off, we have these two cards that make no sense whatsoever inside of your reading. The Three of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Swords, which talks about some anxiety. It talks about some pain, some hurt. But it is all happening in your mind. So this definitely could have to do with these shifts that are happening, because these are major shifts that you have. How many major arcanas do you have? You have the Hierophant, you have the Star card, you have the Death card, you have the Magician, you have the Chariot card, you have the Moon card, you have the World card, you have the High Priestess. Like, there's so much that I can't count. So with this many universal shifts happening, yeah, you may feel like overwhelmed. And like I was saying at the beginning of the reading, this is happening in your third eye and your chakra. And for some of you guys, your heart chakra, right? You can feel some activations happening. So just kind of go with the flow with this. These energies won't last if you do feel them, or you're feeling high level of anxiety or high level of emotional pain or heart chakra, pain. These are just some clearings that are happening because we had this eclipse season closing out these old cycles. But you're not bringing this into your future. If anything, you're clearing it out so you won't bring it into your future. All right, Taurus. I think we've spent enough time on your reading. I enjoyed this reading though. I'm gonna wrap it up right here for you guys though. Hopefully it resonated with you. If it did, like always, like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys in August. Later.